All right, so here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna pull up the calculator, pressing, going to my link for the star test, press practice. Roll on over here. 2018 will be my year. EOC is the grade. Algebra 1 is the subject. No PMP. Test. Take test. And now I shall hit the next button 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Finally, press graphing calculator. Here it is, TI84. And now we're ready for business. So I'm going to answer this question. I'm just going to use this question as an example to show you how to find the equation of a quadratic based on 3 points. Number 1, a quadratic function is shown below. What function can be used to represent the graph? And it gives you 4 equations. You're wondering, which one is it? Now, if you're pretty good at this, you might have already noticed this graph is pointing up. That means the answer needs to have a positive in front of x squared. You might have noticed that it crosses the y-axis at -4, so there needs to be a -4 in the answer. So that eliminates 2 answer choices, but you still don't really know which one is the correct answer between B and C. So that doesn't really tell us our answer. That's all right, because I found that the easiest method is what I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to find 3 points. In particular, I'm going to find the 2 x-intercepts. 1, 2, and another point. A y-intercept will work. So there's a y-intercept at -4. Now label each point. This is at -4, 0. I'll do this one in a different color. The y-intercept is at 0, and -4. And then lastly, I'll do the other one in blue, the other x-intercept. Can't see that well, but I think it's at 1, 0. So 1, 0. And now I'm going to use a calculator to get our answer. Press stat. Right here, the stat button. And then edit. This is where we're going to put in the numbers. L1 is where you put your x values. L2 is where you put your y values. Now let's say there was a 1 here, and I'll just put a 6 here. You need to delete all these numbers that are in the way. Delete them by going to the top, highlight L2, press clear, and then enter. And then that's clear. Do the same for L1. So if there's numbers already there, go to L1, press clear, enter. Now we're ready. So again, we're going to put our x values in L1 and all our y values in L2. Make sure you do it in the correct order. So I'm going to do -4 first as my x, and then 1, then 0. And this is where people will probably mess up, because they just mess up the order. So just pick an order and be consistent. So I'm going to go in this order: orange, then blue, then green. So my x value is first -4. And here's another thing people mess up. They confuse negative with minus. So this bottom button is negative. This is minus. Use the negative for -4. So -4, enter. And actually, I can just enter the y value as well. -4, 0. Put 0 in for y. And now I'll put 1 for x, 0 for y. So 1, enter for x, 0 for y. That was the blue coordinate, this other x-intercept, and then I'll do the green. The y-intercept was 0, -4. So I'll enter 0 for x, -4 for y. So here's 0 for x, enter, and then -4 for y. Here's a negative button. Use the -4. If I just entered -4, I don't think it'll work. Let's see. If I do -4, oh, maybe it does work. I don't know. Whatever. I'm going to put -4, not -4. Sometimes it'll give you an error. And now we have everything entered in. Double check that it makes sense. I have -4, 0, 1, 0, and 0, -4. Looks good. Now press, this calculator is acting the fool. Press stat and go over to calc. And we're going to do what's called a quadratic regression. Number 5, quadratic regression is where the calculator estimates the equation for the quadratic, which this is a quadratic, a U-shaped parabola. That means this is a quadratic. If it has x squared, it's quadratic. If it was just y equals x and it was a line, then we could do a linear regression, but this is a quadratic. So enter 5 or press enter. And then on this screen, L1 is our x, L2 is our y. It already defaults to this. You don't have to do anything. Just press enter, 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 enter. And it's on calculate, enter again. It calculates everything. So, and y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Our a is 1, our b is 3, and our c is -4. So what that means is our equation, you plug in the numbers for a, b, and c. So 1x squared plus, plug in the b equals 3, so plus 3x. And then the last number, it says c equals -4. So the number at the end is -4. X squared plus 3x minus 4. And then you pick the answer choice that is equal to that. So which answer choice is x squared plus 3x minus 4? I'm looking at B and C. X squared plus 3x minus 4. So B looks about right. C is similar, but it has minus 3x. The calculator said positive 3x. And if you really wanted to get crazy with it, you could double check by pressing y equals, typing in this equation and see if it matches. So y equals x squared. It's not squared. Y equals x squared plus 3x minus 4. And press graph. And surely enough, it looks pretty similar to B. It has a y-intercept around -4. So yeah, B is our answer. And if you wanted to just do it this way, you could just plug in every answer choice and see which one matches. That's another way to solve it. So there you have it. That's how you do a quadratic regression with 3 points from a graph.